Hey everyone, it's Johnny, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to talk about my thoughts on warming the June 2021 Bring Back My Bar winner. So there are 25 bars. I got through each of the scents. I warmed a cube of them, so just for reference, a cube of each bar to kind of give them a kind of level playing field, and kind of reviewed a little bit of like thoughts on how close it is to the original scent when you smell it on cold, and whether or not this would be something that I would put in my club ultimately. So again, these are all my opinions. Scent is a very, subjective sort of thing. So some scents that I may love, you may not be fond of, and vice versa. And that's totally cool. And they may perform differently for you versus me. So if it does end up being a bit of a different performance, please let me know in the comments, because I'm always curious to see how scents perform in different spaces or places, right? Okay, so with that being said, there are 25. I got through all of them, and we're going to go through them as quickly as possible in no particular order and kind of give you my feedback on what we have going on here. So let's dive right in. We have Spring Forward. This was a, I want to say it was like floral or citrus or something. I don't have the scent notes in front of me, which is my fault, but I want to kind of get through this video quickly rather than dwell on the scents. On cold, I'm not particularly fond of this scent. It has a weird, slightly citrus note. It's slightly soapy. There is the floral concept to this, but it isn't winning any awards for me on cold. However, this one pleasantly surprised me when I warmed it. It ends up becoming a little bit more floral, a little less punchy citrus, and it's not quite a spring has sprung sort of scent. If you're familiar with that one from Scentsy, it's the green wax. That one is more dewy and like aquatic, for lack of a better term, like, I don't know, watery. Fresh floral. This one is a little bit more of a drier version of a fresh floral, but it's along the similar vein when it's warmed, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. So this may go in my club, I'm not sure, but originally my thoughts were womp womp, and after warming it, I was pleasantly surprised. So there is that. Next up, we have Watermelon Mint. I love watermelon. I love mint. I do not like watermelon mint put together. I will say, in its defense, it smells, to me, worse on cold than it is warm. Kind of like Spring Forward. It's very strange. The mint burst does end up being a little bit predominant when you first warm it. It's a fairly medium strong scent, but as the mint kind of subsides a little bit, you get more of that, like, not super authentic watermelon, but reasonably authentic watermelon smell. So if you can brave the waters of the mint for a little while until it mellows a bit, you actually end up getting a pretty decent scent, and it has similar qualities to Watermelon Patch, just not quite as fresh and dewy and juicy watermelon. Would I put this in my club? Probably not, but after warming it, I wouldn't mind finishing this bar. Would I go out of my way to get some more of this personally? Probably not. It's just not a combination that is my cup of tea. But it pleasantly surprised me in that sense. It wasn't quite as pungent or unfortunate. Next we have what is this called? Kahika Hula. Tropical fruity smell with like a banana note. I am okay with this scent. I don't have strong feelings negatively or positively for it. It's very forgettable for me. It is a fruity, sort of summery scent. I don't know if it goes super tropically. I'm not sure if it's like a coconut or a banana note or something in here. Could be even pineapple. But there's something in here that just gives it a very mellow quality, and while I'm sure if you liked a softer sort of version of a fruity scent, this might be one to reach for. The softer, mellowy, even maybe, I dare say, creamy quality to it just was kind of like, meh. Yeah. I mean, it's not an unpleasant smelling bar by any means, but it's just in the amount of so many prominent fruity and citrusy and tropical sort of scents out there, this one just kind of is very forgettable, and it's a softer kind of throw. So club worthy for me? No, but I don't mind warming it. All right, next we have Love Story. I think this is like pink jasmine and amber and dark chocolate. And I was a little concerned by those notes. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Chocolate scents, not a big fan of. I absolutely adore this scent. It's very romantic. It's a very bedroomy sort of scent. It's not super perfumey per se, because it's a more mellow jasmine floral note, and the amber is nice in there and sweet, but more, again, more mellow. It's not like bam in your face amber. And then the dark chocolate just kind of rounds out the scent, rather than necessarily being like, I'm eating, a chocolate bar or I'm drinking hot cocoa. It's not that kind of chocolate vibe. It just adds a depth and richness to the scent. I love this. This is going in my club and it's probably going to stay there. And at first I was like, wow, this is kind of a light scent. And then it kind of blossomed throughout the day. And then it was just like kept going and going and going. When some of the other bars or cubes that I was warming were kind of like starting to futz out, this one was like, hey, it's a love story. Not related to Taylor Swift, mind you, but hey, there you go. So this one is a definitely yes in my book. Next, we have Jet Set Go. This is kind of like an Amazon Rain adjacent scent. So if you like that sort of tropical, creamy, maybe not super creamy in this one compared to Amazon Rain, but coconutty, slightly citrusy, fresh sort of scents, like with an aquaticness to it. This is a little bit more citrusy, I think, than Amazon Rain, where that's a little bit more coconutty. Beautiful scent. It's about a medium throw for me, but it did last all day. I enjoyed this. It would be a great bathroom scent. It would be a great main living area space scent. You could probably use it in the bedroom. It's just all around, I was very impressed with it. And it's enough of a difference from Amazon Rain for me to merit wanting to have it in my club alongside having Amazon Rain. So, highly approve, Jet Set Go, going in my club. Next, we have White Tea and Cactus. And this one, you definitely get the tea note. It's definitely like a white tea. You do get like a floral, it's very soapy. And I think that's just, in general, I found a lot of tea scents tend to have a soapy quality to them, especially the white teas, the green tea, sort of like the matcha vibes. You do get that component. I didn't mind it as much as I thought I would, but I was also warming it in a bathroom, and so it kind of fit the atmosphere of a bathroom, in my personal opinion. Would I warm this throughout anywhere else in my home? I guess you could. There's no hard and fast rule of where you have to warm a scent, but personally, this worked, and I think it worked, and I liked it better because I was warming it in a bathroom. I think if I had warmed this in another room, I think it would have been even more of a disconnect. So, is it a good performer? Yes. Is it strong? Yes. Is it something that I'm going to have in my club? No. But I will get through this bar and I won't mind it and it'll be nice. So, if you like tea scents or white teas or green teas or even maybe a matcha, you'll probably enjoy it. It's more like tea note with like soapy floral. All right, here we go. Next we have Candy Crave, and this one is going in my club. This is a soft performer. It is not a strong thrower. But in a bedroom, beautiful scent. It's sweet. It has kind of a cotton candy sugar sort of vibe scent to it. But there's a coziness. It almost kind of reminds me of like those downy dryer sheets without the laundry component to it. Like the freshness of that. Like when you pull your laundry out, but there's no laundry scent involved in it. There's like a weird freshness alongside the sweet that I think really makes this work, and is why I enjoy it, because usually I'm not a big bakery sweet scent sort of person. So this one, even though it is a softer throw, this one is going to go in my club. So I'm very excited about this. I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, and definitely stays authentic to the cold sniff, warm stiff melting change. It's still pretty consistent in its scent. All right, next, I should probably put these separately so I can review, be like final thoughts section. Next, we have Oodles of Orange, and this is basically like a Sunny Delight with maybe like a berry note or a tart note to this. It's a very fun, sort of youthful-esque, like kid-friendly scent. Very orangey. I mean, I know there's more notes in this, but at the end of the day, this basically reminds me of like a mellow, sort of sunny delight adjacent scent. It throws medium well. It's not like a powerhouse performer. I wasn't like blown out of the water by the cube. But it filled the area reasonably, so I knew it was there without having to be like, where is the scent? So medium strength, lasted throughout the day. Not a personal favorite, but if you like scents like Blue Grotto, Sun-Kissed Citrus, you might really enjoy this one and might be consider trying it. For me, is it club worthy? No, but I will get through this bar and I won't mind it. You know, we'll work on it that way. All right, next we have Sweet Pea and Vanilla. This is supposed to be Sweet Pea, Vanilla, and Raspberry. And it is those. I'm not particularly fond of Sweet Pea as a scent, personally. Like, soft Sweet Pea scents, I don't mind, but I'm not a fanatic about them. That's, I think, why I'm not as hugely, like, wild about Jammy Time, because it has a Sweet Pea note, if I remember. This one is quite, for me, it was a softer scent. It's a beautiful scent. I think the raspberry definitely helps balance out the sweet pea note, because I've smelled a sweet pea and vanilla scent from Sensationals or Better Homes and Gardens, and I was just like overwhelmed by the sweet pea component too. It was just like, oh, sweet pea. This one is a little bit more subtle in that sort of delivery of it. And I think it's the raspberry that kind of offsets that very heavy sweet pea sort of note. I haven't decided if this is going to go in my club. I'm leaning towards no, because again, sweet pea is just not one of the things that I'm particularly like head over heels about. But it's a soft scent. It's a great one. I think it would be better in a bedroom, perhaps. Or if you just wanted something soft and light throughout your main space. Yeah, again, I don't hate it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to get it personally. But if you do like sweet pea scents, you'll probably enjoy this one. All right, next we have Lucky in Love. Now this one is like berries and citrus and something else. And it has kind of like a weird carpet fresh, sort of like Febreze, like that sting in your nose when you smell it cold. And then surprisingly, when it warms, it's super mellow and you don't get that weird stinging. You don't get the weird carpet cleaner scent thing that I was like, what is this? Very strange how that transformed. I like it. I don't know that I love it enough to have it in my club. I'll probably put it in there just until I can warm through the rest of the bar and make a final decision. But it's a nice scent. I don't think personally it stands out enough against some of the ones that I really do love to maybe take the place of one of those bars in my club, but I enjoyed it. So again, I'll warm through the rest of this. If you like citrusy scents or citrus with berry and a little bit of tartness, like a perfectly pomegranate sort of vibe or something like that mixed with like a sun-kissed citrus even, I could see this being something up your alley. It is like a medium strength performer, medium strong perhaps, and it does tend to last, but again, I like it. I don't really love it personally, so there's that. Next we have Watermelon Patch, and this is like straight up sun-ripened watermelons or whatever it's called. And I had my hesitations on this on cold because I felt like it was going to be like Jolly Rancher land. And honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised. I am very pleasantly surprised. It does quite smell like a fresh cut like cubes of juicy watermelon that's ripe. I was pleasantly surprised. It was far more authentic than I thought it was going to be. Is it 100% authentic? No, it's a scent. It's not the actual watermelon. We didn't put it into the cube. But I think if you were like in a watermelon vibe, this would do well. And it doesn't have any really other scents in there to detract from that juicy sun-ripened watermelon scent. So I really like this. This is actually, I think, club worthy for me. I will warm for the rest of this just to double check, but at least based on that first warming, I was pleasantly shocked. So that is Watermelon Patch. Next, we have Wild Black Cherry. And whoo, is this a strong scent. It is strong. Like, I have this bar over here, and I can smell it just fine. Whoo, yeah. This is a powerhouse. Powerhouse. This might be the single-handedly most potent of all of the 25 Bring Back My Bar. So if you were looking for just a straight-up powerhouse of a scent, this is your bar. It is very much cherry. There's no doubt it is a black cherry. There is no hiding from this scent. It's on the sweeter side, but it's undeniably there. And one cube filled up the, like, it just wafted everywhere. It was like, holy black cherry. I like black cherry, but I don't know if I love it enough to have my entirety of my existence smell like a wild black cherry. It can get a little overwhelming to the point where it's like, oh, can I mix this with something? Can I tone this down? Can I add something to it? But in terms of bang for your buck and performance, oh man, this just knocks everything else out of the park. Is this club worthy for me? Probably not. As much as I enjoy cherry scents, I am not like, oh my god, gotta have cherries in my life, and I'd rather eat cherry candy or real cherries rather than have my house smell like cherries. But I could see this being fun if you found like an effervescent scent to mix it with. Even maybe something like, I could maybe see taking something like Be Fabulous where it has like a sparkling quality, or I don't even know, one of our other scents that has like that fizzy sort of effervescent, maybe the Alice in Wonderland bar, and this could maybe enhance that in a cool and unusual way. But on its own, I don't think I need the black cherry in my life, but it's very much what it says it is. No doubt about that. All right, next we have Ocean, and this is a great scent. This is a fresh, I almost feel like it's a laundry scent. You get the sea saltiness, you get the aquatic-y vibe, but then there's like a fresh air, like hotel carpet cleaner, fresh vibe, air freshener vibe. I don't know, it mellows out, and I actually like the scent better in wax form than I did in the washer whiffs form. I think it was just too potent in that form. I think the when you warm this, it actually mellows it a little bit, and then it's quite nice. It's still strong, and it does last. It lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts, and you're like, oh my gosh, are you done? And it's like, nope, sorry. But I think you really need to love that salty water, sort of salty air vibe to really appreciate this. If we're thinking of like Walmart wax as something like fresh air maybe mixed with, what's another one that smells kind of like those? I don't know, it's like that fresh freshener vibe, you know, Febreze vibe meets sort of aquatic notes. I don't mind it. I may put it in my club for a little while. I'm gonna probably warm through the rest of it and then decide what I'm gonna do with it, but probably not going to be one that I keep in my club, just because it's nice, but it's not like life-changing for me. All right, next we have Strawberry Swirl. This is like vanilla and strawberry and all things sweet. It smells like a strawberry hard candy or a strawberry milkshake, because there's like a milky note to this. And it's very accurate to that when you warm it. It's super sweet. Super, super sweet. I'm not a super huge fan of strawberry scents because they tend to smell too artificial to me. Yeah, this is straight up like either strawberry batter for a cake or a strawberry milkshake or the strawberry hard candies, like strawberry cream ones. Yeah, not club worthy for me, but if you like sweet, sweet scents, you may really enjoy this one. It is it's essentially like liquid candy but in nose inhalant form. That was a very weird way of phrasing that, but not for me. but it did perform pretty reasonably well. Medium scent strength. It's not a super powerhouse, but you definitely know it's there. So that is Strawberry Swirl. Moving on to Palo Santo. So Palo Santo is supposed to be like this woody, incensey, slightly smoky vibe. And I'll tell you what, you get the smoky incense part of this, but as far as the woody component that I'm so accustomed to in any of the millions of other iterations of Palo Santo that I've smelled, you don't really get that in here. Like it's vaguely there in the bar and cold, but when you warm it, it's like such a background note to the smoky, almost like charcoaly, like incensey notes. It's like they just didn't balance the bar properly. Like I wanted more woody note with incense or with that smokiness, kind of like Amber Road, where you have the amber, which is a very distinctive scent, and then you have the incensey spice combined with it. This one was like itty bitty bit about like the wood scent, and like all the rest was smoky incense. And so it kind of, I don't know, I really wanted to like this, but it's just, the charred, smoky, whatever quality to this particular iteration of it just overwhelms the woodsy note, and it's to a point where it's like borderline unreconcilable. So I don't know if this was just a bad bar, like the mix in my particular bar was a little off or what. I may get another bar of this just to see if it changes down the road. And I'm going to warm through the rest of this, but if it still stays consistently heavy on the smoke side and less on the wood side, then this is a no for me. But if it does kind of magically shift for some reason to the more of the woodsy component of the Palo Santo quality, then it may go into my club permanently. So we will see, but first impressions were kind of lackluster, and I also felt like it was slightly underwhelming in performance. Like it was a very medium scent, maybe a solid medium, maybe more on the medium soft, and I kind of expected with the notes in this for it to be somewhat stronger, because I usually feel like Palo Santo is a more distinctively fairly in-your-face sort of scent, if you will. But anyways, that's that bar. Enough to talk about that one. Moving on to Coffee Tree. This one is supposed to be the smell of fresh roasting coffee or something like that, or brewed coffee. And it's pretty accurate. It's not a super heavy, strong scent. So coffee scents, I feel like, tend to be very in your face. This one was more of a solid, like, medium, maybe even a medium soft. It was there, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, coffee house. So if you're expecting it to smell like you just walked into the door of Starbucks and are like just blasted with that coffee ground smell, this is not what you're gonna get. It's a softer version, and it's slightly sweeter even, I might say. It's like, it's not a bitter smell of brewed coffee. It's like definitely on the sweeter edge. There's not like a cream note, and it's not really a sugar note per se. It's just the roast that was picked is like a more sweet undertone. I almost feel like there's like maybe a hint of tonka in here. Like, I don't know what the full scent fragrance, top base mids are for this, but if I had to guess, I would get like a hint of like tonka, or like something else in here that's adding a little bit of sweetness to the coffee scent. But it's a nice scent, and it will be going into my club for now, unless I find any sort of other coffee scent that I'm particularly wild about. This one so far has been one of the favorite ones that I've tried, and it's the most accurate that I've found to being coffee, as opposed to like coffee and chocolate or coffee and caramel or coffee and insert random scent ingredient here that we don't need in a coffee scent. So that is Coffee Tree. Next we have All Around the Mulberry Bush. I'm just kidding. The monkey did not chase the weasel around there, but this scent is mulberries and like a citrus note. And I had high hopes for this. I smelled this. If you saw my cold sniffs, I was like all about this jam. No pun intended, mulberry jam. But I'm left a little bit confused by this scent after warming it. And I actually warmed 2 cubes of it because the first time around I was kind of like, what? It gives me almost like a fall wintry vibe. You know, like the clove and orange sort of scent that you do at Christmas or the holidays, that like we stick all the clove little pieces into the orange and hang it around for deodorizing or whatever you do with it. I don't know, I don't do that. But it almost gives me a little bit of that vibe alongside the mulberry. And I don't know how I feel about it. There's obviously not cloves in this. I don't get an actual clove scent. But it gives me that, like, if I were warming this in the fall, I might be more about this scent. But going into June, this is kind of like, I don't know. It's like a fall mulberry, not a spring, summer mulberry. But I don't know. It does perform pretty decently. It's about a medium strength. I will say that you get a burst of it to begin with, and then it kind of chills after that a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. This will probably go in my club until I figure out how to get past the confusion of what happened when I warmed it. But it's a decent scent if you like that sort of like slight tart, deep berry, somewhat citrus sort of noted scent. This might be worth trying out. If you liked jeweled pomegranate from this last year's scent of the month for, I think it was November, you might like this one a lot. It's sort of a nod to that, but more sweet and less spicy and more berry heavy and like a richness to it versus more muted and like wintry. And that's all I can think of with this one. But it's a good scent. I'm just very confused with how it ended up playing out for me. All right, next we have French Kiss. And this is fig and brown sugar or something like that. I like the scent. I don't necessarily love this scent. I've heard that this is kind of like a dupe for Bath & Body Works brown sugar and fig or whatever the scent is. I don't know. I like this scent. It also kind of reminds me of, there's a scent called Dahlia, I think, from Bath & Body Works, and it has like an adjacent sort of scent complex to that sort of scent as well, without being quite as floral. It's a nice scent. It's slightly, I want to say slightly like, not musty, but you get like that sort of earthen quality to it because of the fig. There is a sweetness, but it's not cloying sweet. It kind of mellows out the sort of otherwise earthy component to this. It's a richer sort of scent, but it's not a strong, knock you off your feet sort of scent. So it kind of balances with the throw versus the depth of the scent. I do like it. It is probably going to go in my club, at least for a while. But I think I was more overhyped about the scent than it ended up being. And so I'm a little bit disappointed, but not to the point where I'm like, ugh, this bar sucks or anything like that. I wanted it to be more than it is, and it didn't quite reach that level. But it's still a good bar. So that will be going in my club. It's just interesting. Didn't quite live up to my anticipated hype. So that's probably my fault though. Next we have Honeymoon Hideaway. This is a tropical, strange little scent. It is tropical. It is very light. I warmed a cube of it in a smaller room, and it was very light. And I do like this scent more in the fresh bar than I did in the one that I had for who knows how long in my wax collection. But it's so forgettable. And sometimes you walk into the room and you're just like, is anything here? Like, it just feels fresh or clean, but there's no distinct aroma to it. And it's like, if I'm going to be shelling out for a bar that's supposed to have all these different scent notes, I do want it to smell like something. But if you want a very soft scent, or you are very fragrance sensitive, this would be a great bar to try. It's definitely a more spring summer scent. It's nice, but personally for me, it's just too light for me. And it doesn't really stand out to me. I feel like you could get something like Mahalo Coconut or I don't know. I'm not a particular fan of By the Sea, but if you're going for that sort of seaside vibe, there's that option. There's other scents that I think carry better and still fill in the gap that this scent would normally fit under. So I like it, but it's light and it's another sort of clean, fresh vibe scent. And I feel like I have plenty of those that I enjoy far more. So this one will not be going into my club. All right. Next, we have Rockin' Ruby Razz. And this is like raspberry fruit punch. Yep, straight up. That's like raspberry and fruit punch, maybe a burst of citrus in there. It's a medium softer scent, personally. I guess if you loaded up the cubes, it would definitely be more pungent. It's a great scent. I had it in my club for a while. I ended up taking it out just because I had other bars that replaced it that I liked better. It is a great scent. I don't mind warming it. I will enjoy it. Will I put it back in my club? Probably not. But it is a fun scent. And if you like fruit punch sort of scents, you might really enjoy this one. And it's again, it's not super in your face unless you use half the bar or something all at once. But it's a nice scent, and it's definitely sticks fairly accurate to its scent notes. Yep, it's good. I like it. I don't necessarily need it in my club all the time. Next, we have Fresh Cut Daisies, which I was not vibing when I first smelled this on cold. Still don't like it on cold. I'm gonna be very honest with you. It smells like weird powdery soap and grass on cold, and that's about it. And it was not a vibe. Did not like it on cold. What a transformation when you warmed it. I mean, the soapy, powdery, whatever shtick that it had almost all but disappeared on warming. I was shocked. Now, that does not necessarily mean I'm like, oh my god, gotta have it in my life and in my club. It's the best thing in sliced bread. I have several other floral scents in my club that I am kind of obsessed with. So does this quite make the mark with those? No, but I will say that after putting a cube in and warming it, I was like, oh, I do enjoy this. I don't mind this, and I wouldn't mind warming it. So it just goes to show you that sometimes you'll get a bar and you like, when you smell it right out of the clamshell, and then you warm it and you're like, what is this? What is this? Wait. This was that one for me. You do get more of that fresh florally, maybe not quite daisy scent, but it's definitely less soapy when you warm it. So that is this one, and it lasts, and it's fairly strong actually too. I was thoroughly impressed with that, but I don't think it's gonna go in my club. Next we have lemon thyme berry. This one is going in my club. If you like Monsters Inc., Monstropolis, if you liked Alice in Wonderland, We're All Mad Here, if you love Be Fabulous, this is very much along all of those veins. It's like that berry, lemon, slight, not quite fizzy sparkling note, but it's a light carrying like effervescent lemon quality to it. It's beautiful. It lasts all day. It's a great performer for me. And it's similar to those scents, but it's still different. There's still more of a berry note to this, whereas the other ones are either citrusy or musky, or there's a different quality to them. This is just a nice, I don't know, it's not really mild in that sense, but it's compared to the other ones, it's more of like the calm middle ground. Oh, and it's so good. It is so good. So this one is going in my club, and it's staying in my club, and for the people who have been hyping this one up, this was definitely worth the hype. And I love it. So, and it's not just because it's purple, I promise. So, highly recommend if you like those sort of scents. Like I said before, Be Fabulous, Monsters Inc., the Alice in Wonderland bar. Scents like that are going to be where this lies. You get the bright lemon, the sweet, not deep rich berry, but medium sweet berries. And then the thyme note, it just adds a little bit more complexity, but it's not like, oh, this is an herby sort of smell. Highly recommend. All right, last three I have here are, I think these are all of them unless I misplaced a bar. Summer Soleil, so long, whatever. This is pineapple and coconut, I think, and fluffy vanilla marshmallow. And I like this. It almost has like a skincare product sort of vibe to it in that sort of sense. Like a nice lotion or something, or summer skincare product. It's nice. It lasts all day. I'm not in love with the scent, but I do like it, and I will put it in my club for now, at least for a couple times. And then maybe if I just decide that I'm not vibing with it later, I'll pull it out. But I do enjoy this, and I do recommend it. If you like pineapple-y or sweeter sort of scents, it almost has a cantaloupe vibe to me at times, but it's not distinctly like I'm a melon. So if you are concerned about that, don't be. It's just how the combination of the pineapple, coconut, vanilla kind of mix together to kind of create that at times. Yeah, the more I smell it, the more I think of like a hand cream or a body cream or something. This totally could be like a Bath & Body Works scent, for all I know. But it's nice. I would, if this was a lotion, I'd probably use it too. So that is Summer Soleil. Then we have Blue Hyacinth. This is basically blue hyacinth, like the plant itself, incarnate. I think of it as a very fresh version, fresh floral. Hyacinth has a kind of maybe naturally slight powdery tone to it, but it's not like a violet where you're going to get quite a bit more of that powdery quality, and it's definitely not in the land of like gardenia powdery floral. Mostly it's like a fresh iteration of it, and keep in mind hyacinth is pretty strong. Now I have seen that some people have found this more of like a medium softer scent. I personally felt like it was pretty strong. And I would caution, if you do decide to try this, start with 1 cube at a time. Again, it's easier to add cubes than it is to remove them if it becomes too overwhelming for you. But just in general, hyacinths tend to be a stronger floral scent. So this is going in my club. I'm excited about it. You know, my nose enjoys this, and it brings back memories of my childhood. So there's that too. So nothing else to say about that one. And then we have My Wish, not the Rascal Flatts song. This is Sweet Fig and Violet and something else. I think it's like marshmallow again. And I wasn't vibing with this on cold, but when I warmed it, I actually didn't mind it. It kind of reminds me of from the, not the Sleepy Time collection, the Herb Garden collection, herb, whatever it was, the herb collection that we had a month or two ago, Life's a Garden or something like that. The lavender and violets scent from that collection. This gives me like a sweeter variant of that scent. And then instead of lavender, it's fig. Hence why it's probably sweeter. And then there's obviously the marshmallow note. But it's very much along that line. So if you liked from the Life's a Garden or Herbs a Garden or whatever garden collection, the lavender and violet one, the purple bar from there, you will probably enjoy this one. It is, like I said, a little sweeter, but in terms of performance, it's similar, if not just a little bit stronger than that one. And you do get a little bit more of a tartness because of the fig rather than lavender in there. But it works. It works. Is this club worthy? For now, yes. For long term, maybe not. I mean, does it stand up to some of the other scents that I have in my club? Not sure just yet. Again, I only warmed a little bit of it, so I will warm through the bar and then make a final cut, but I'm going to throw it in my club in the meantime. All right. I think that was all of them. I don't think I left any of these out. So let's kind of go through them and recap. The ones that really were stand out for me personally, that will either be going in my club permanently or for the time being, are Summer Soleil, Blue Hyacinth, Watermelon Patch, Lemon Thyme Berry, Candy Crave, Coffee Tree, French Kiss. Then we'll put it in here. Mulberry bush. My wish. Jet set go. Spring forward. And love story. And if I had to pick my top ones just based on these initial warmings. Let's see. No. Let's see. If I were to do a 6-pack of bars. Let's do it that way. I would put in... My choices personally would be, that's 4, 5, Number 6 is giving me a challenge. You know what? We're gonna go with why not? We're gonna be bold. I would say if I had to pick 6 to try, my top 6 would be Jet Set Go, Lemon Thyme Berry, Candy Crave, Love Story, Watermelon Patch, and Blue Hyacinth. I think those would be my 6. It was kind of a tough call on that last one between like Watermelon Patch or Coffee Tree or French Kiss even. But if I had to pick just based on initial warmings, I was thoroughly surprised by Watermelon Patch. Like it really did kind of live up to an expectation. And for a summery scent, it definitely would be a great sort of vibe there. It's kind of like sticking your nose into like a bowl of fresh fruit and berries, and it's a watermelon in there. It's just super ripe. So that would be my choice. What would your 6 bars be? Let me know down below because I'm always curious. Are there any in here that you were like, oh my gosh, I don't ever want to smell that again? Or, oh my goodness, this has to go in my club because it was super exciting to smell and it reminds me of something, I don't know, even more exciting. Let me know down below. Hopefully this was helpful. I have several videos coming up of different things, both Scentsy and not. And I hope you enjoyed this video, as always. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up button, consider subscribing if you're new here, and I will see you in our next video. Take care, guys. Bye.